Hey, Lauren Hughes here with Integrity Home Group and Keller Williams Preferred. We're on part 3 of realtor red flags, and when you're the buyer or the seller, you want to avoid these types of real estate agents. And these stories are coming from my personal experience, and if you've been with us for the first 2 videos, I'm a licensed real estate agent in Colorado, and I have investments in Georgia and the Caribbean, and so I do work with a lot of real estate agents for myself and then as the profession out in Colorado. And the last thing I wanted to touch on is doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. And I feel like this is really simple and it's basic. And I have ran into so many real estate agents that they will do everything I ask and they will be on point. I will sign that agency agreement or whatever agreement we decide to sign, and then something happens and they're slow to pick up the phone calls, they're slow to respond, or I get minimal responses. It's like quick, oh, I don't have time for this right now. It's one sentence responses where it's instead of like giving me like the answer that I'm requesting because I am the client, and something when I'm acting as your agent I will never ever do because I know how frustrating it is, especially when you're about to make one of the largest purchases of your life or about to sell the largest purchase of your life. And so it's a lot of, they walk the walk and talk the talk, and they keep doing it after they sign the agreement. And that's usually when I run into the most issues. It's after we've signed an agreement, then all of a sudden they they'll do like the yes ma'am to me. They'll tell me yes on everything, and they have no intention of actually following through on any of it, or any of it that isn't just super easy. And I've had to have heart-to-hearts with some agents based on, if they tell me, oh, there's an inspection at this so-and-so time, well, I expect my real estate agent to be there, or if they say they're going to be there, I expect them to be there. Now, if they say they won't because of whatever reason, that's okay. When I'm your agent, I will be there at the inspection unless I can't for some reason, but I almost always insist on being there, and that's not to do anything. I just want to be present and I want to know what's going on. And because I've once gotten a review back from an inspector, and it was like a 37-page document on all the things that were wrong in the house, but a lot of it where he didn't know where the light switches were, or he didn't know how to turn a fan on based on the light switches, which they happen to be remotes. And so he said they were all broken. And it just led to a bunch of issues which they could have been resolved, and with me just saying, oh, here's the button right there, here's the remote, here's the on button. Or I even had an inspector tell me that my furnace was broken because it was on a Nest system, and it takes a little finicking with it, but he couldn't figure out how to turn the heat and the AC or the AC on. So he said that my AC unit and furnace were not working, which they were. And if my real estate agent had gone to the inspection like she said, I wouldn't have gotten like 17 extra pages of stuff that, well, wasn't actually broken. And so it's little things like that. Or if there's an appraisal or appraiser, I like to go. I don't say anything. I just want to make sure they're seeing everything that needs to be seen. And if they have any questions, it's more just to answer questions. If they're like, oh, whatever, oh, hey, how are the sprinklers working? It's, hey, how do I turn these sprinklers on? Instead of saying that the sprinklers are broken, the switch might just be, it's wintertime, and so you have it turned off or on the electrical panel, and they just have to flip it on to check that it works. It's little things like that I like to make sure that my agents are there, and when they're not, it causes issues down the line, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Most of those were from my recent experience selling, and some of my frustrations just because the real estate agent wasn't there when they needed to be, and it cost me money, it cost me offers, and it's, time is money. So if your agent isn't there when they say they are, big red flag. So thank you guys for tuning in.